Hare Krishna, everyone. So today we are very fortunate to welcome Lakshmi Priya Sivaraman from Chennai. And she is a psychologist. The introduction I shared in the group. She's a very good psychologist. And she has her own startup. She's working also. And she is a psychologist, behavioral trainer, EAP counselor, A star plus career counselor, founder of Vent Nemed Counseling Service. Okay. She's mother of two beautiful sons, and I have requested her to share her parenting journey as well. And today she is going to speak on a very special topic, understanding your child's brain, how early experiences shape learning, behavior, and emotional development. So this is a very important training that we all will have. And kindly feel free to ask her questions at the end of the training. Okay. So welcome, Lakshmi Priya. Thank you very much for agreeing to come to our group. And as I told you, this is a group of very conscious parents. And this is an alternative school where parents, they have a very individualized learning systems at home. And they all join twice a week to learn more about children, child development, and all of this. So time to time, we invite different psychologists to give proper training to them. Over to you, Lakshmi.
Thank you so much for that introduction, ma'am. It's a pleasure being here, and it's so nice to meet all of you over here. Everyone, good evening. It was a very nice introduction given by ma'am. I'm very humbled by that introduction. It's great to meet all of you here, and I hope we have a great session today where we interact as parents as well and learn from each other. So let me quickly share my screen here. Please do let me know once you can see my screen.
I also wanted to say that this session is going to be in English because Lakshmi Priya is not very fluent in Hindi.
Yes.
She can understand all, right? You can understand Hindi, but
Yes.
mostly she'll be talking in English.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you. Thanks for that. 1 minute. Let me just. Can you see my screen? Are you able to see my screen there?
Yes, Mataji.
Yes, Mataji.
Yes. Okay, great. All right, so this session is going to be. I'll start from the beginning. Okay. So this session is about understanding your child's brain, how early experiences shape learning, behavior, and emotional development. Ma'am has already given my introduction. So let's quickly move on with a question because I would want this session to be interactive and I have a quick question to ask you. What is one childhood memory you still remember vividly, and why do you think you held on to that memory? A quick answer in your chat box, please. I would love to see what answers you have. So, yeah, while the answers are coming, I hope people are answering. I would just quickly want to share the objectives of today's session. So it is understanding the basic brain development, learning how early experiences shape the brain, exploring links between emotions, behaviors, and learning, and discovering practical parenting strategies. This is the main objective of today's session. And are there any answers? Yes. Visiting library with my mother. Me walking to school with my grandpa. Okay. I lost one of my slippers while going with my father to school. Okay. Hearing stories from grandma. All right. Playing games on PC. There are many. When I returned from school all alone, crossed the road and walked beside trucks and reached home. Ah, quite adventurous. Loving the art teacher. Okay, nice, very nice. Lit- Little doll baby Punu. Okay, we all had a doll. Yes. Lovely. So great to hear all these things. Going to school, studied, played with my cousins together. Wow, you're so fortunate. Lovely. Okay. So let's quickly jump into the next part of the first objective that I just read out, which is the developing brain. So brain development begins before birth. We know this, right? Even before the child is born. That is why prenatal, care is very, very important. Sorry, can someone mute, please? Yeah, so brain development even begins even before birth, and prenatal care is extremely important, and I'm sure you people are aware of it. So during the first 5 years is when the maximum, you know, uh, brain development happens. So every second there are 1 million neural connections which are being formed. So that's never repeated. This is a maximum that can happen over a period of time in a child's life. So it's a very important period. Even before birth, the care is very, very important. And during the early years, from age 1 to 5 is a period of rapid growth, right? That is when the child learns by the environment. The child understands different things, learns to speak, learns to walk. So there is a lot of development happening in these early years. So neural connection forms through experiences. What do I mean by experiences? So there are a lot of people that influence the child. The child goes through a lot of things. So all these forms neural networks which connect, right? So these are very essential for the child's development and for the child's future as well. Also, use it or lose it principle is basically the child, if the child doesn't tap into some of the functions of the brain, then it doesn't, get used. And that's how for example, if the child is used to reading from early childhood, the child is exposed to various kinds of creative play, or the child is, you know, uh, being nurtured well, fed well, is spent a lot of time with a quality time with their caregivers. All this makes a big difference, right? So it taps into the main parts of the brain where the child can actually learn. And if that does not happen, then of course, if there are nowadays, unfortunately, we see children being handed over their cell phones or getting exposed to digital media very early in their childhood. So all this research has proven that this all could be detrimental to the child's brain development. So a developing brain needs to get the right kind of experiences, is what the researchers are saying. Okay, so what do you think shapes a child more? The genetics, the experiences they have, or relationships? What do you think is more important? Could you please type it in the chat box? All? Okay. Preeti? Experiences. All right. Any other answers? All three experiences. Okay. Yeah, actually, the answer is all three. So all three are very important. Yes, genetics are very important. They come with genes, but then their experiences, their relationships are very, very important, right? So we call it epigenetics. So how the relationships are formed, what kind of experiences they have, all this instruct how the genetic code uh, behaves and how the child is, how the brain is adapted to this thing. So all three are extremely important. Can someone just tell me if you're able to see a full screen in this? Yeah? Are you able to see the slides full screen?
No, ma'am.
No, no, no.
No, it's not full.
Okay.
You can do the slide.
Now
Yeah.
can you see?
Yes, yes. This is
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, brain architecture. So servant-written interaction. Servant-written interaction is basically where the interaction between the caregivers, it can be parents, it can be the school teachers, it can be the grandparents, whoever is there with the child. Servant return is basically how it's just like how you when you watch a tennis match, right? You see the ball going from one side to another. So how the child interacts with the caregiver makes a big difference. It builds the brain's architecture. So they see and learn. So the imprint happens right before they're born, and it's very, very fast during the first 5 years to 6 years of their life. So how the interactions go, what kind of conditioning happens is very, very important for the child's brain to develop. So repeated positive experiences seem to have shown in by research to strengthen the pathways. So children who have positive experiences, good interaction with the caregivers, good care given to them, is have known to be less susceptible to stress and anxiety and major, disorders later in life. Also, relationships are key to healthy development. So, all kinds of relationships, yes, be it their siblings, be it their parents, be it the school environment, be it their extended family. So, all these relationships are really key to the development of the brain of the child and the future development as well. So, who was that one adult who made you feel truly seen, valued, and supported as a child? Father, okay, mother, nanny, grandmom, mother, okay, mother, my grandfather, okay. So yeah, these people have truly shaped who you are today, right? They are the ones who made you what you are today, and there is a lot of influence, there is a lot of experiences that you have had with them, right? Which has shaped you into the person that you are today. It's very true. Yes, most part it's the mother. They tend to spend most of the time with the child. Okay, so how early experiences shape learning? Language-rich environments. Very, very important. Many times I have parents complain, or even my friends complain, saying that, oh, your children speak so well. What is the reason? Why, how come they speak so well? My child is unable to speak properly. So the reason is that earlier exposure to language, be it reading, be it talking to them, being making them think and give answers, uh, actually contribute a lot to the development of their brain. Play supports cognitive development as well. Yes, we might think it is just play. What are they going to learn by play? But no, play is something which helps a child to think in a creative manner. It improves their hand-eye coordination. All this plays a greater role in the way the child learns, not just in the childhood, but also in the future as well. Also, curiosity and exploration, just by giving the answers, or this rote learning is not going to help the child over a long time, right? There are children who do well in school, they're able to score well, but then later on we find that they have difficulty in learning or understanding or even facing life in general. That is why we see a lot of cases of stress and anxiety and depression coming up, right? So giving the child a chance to play and explore and be curious and be a child is very, very important. Yeah, ask questions which make them think. Playing interesting games which are not only fun but also helps them to uh, be creative, helps them to come up with their own answers. All these things are great ways for children to learn and also, experience life in a right way. So all this should start very early on. So that is why it's very, very important. So why do you think your child needs most from you when they are struggling with emotions? What is that one thing that you think they need when they're really struggling, when they're throwing a tantrum or they're feeling emotional? What do you think they need from you. Acceptance. Very nice, Preeti. Very well done. Yes. What else? Being there for them. Yes, of course. Care and love. Okay. Anything else? Listening. Absolutely important. Yes. So I have two boys, as ma'am mentioned. One of them is 19 years old. He's stepping into the third year of his college. And the second one is in 10th grade. So I speak a lot to them. I give them a lot of opportunities to express themselves. Uh, and that is really helpful. So anything that happens, uh, they don't have they don't have to think twice to tell me. So we have this open channel of communication. They can talk to me about anything and everything, anything that bothers them, anything that they're excited about, anything that they're scared of. They can talk to me. That channel is always open. So yeah, emotions come and go, but then the children should be they should feel comfortable to talk to parents. That is absolutely important. So I'm sure you would have heard of the term emotional intelligence, right? So emotional development and the brain. So nowadays, generally people think there is only intelligent quotient, right? There is the intelligence is the most important. But nowadays, as we see this digital era, we see many people come up with problems of stress and anxiety and depression. So emotional intelligence is, if not more than IQ, is considered equal to IQ nowadays. Even in organizations, the organization wants people with emotional intelligence. So children learn emotional regulation through categories. So what is emotional intelligence? Emotional intelligence is basically um, understanding oneself, regulating one's emotions, and also understanding the emotions of people around them and how well they're able to interact with people around them. That is emotional intelligence. So this has to start from early childhood. Fortunately, emotional intelligence is something that can be learned, something that can be, built upon. So children learn emotional regulation through caregivers. They observe more than just parents telling them what to do. It's us who needs to be the role model. We have to show them what is to be done, what is not to be done. It's not about being perfect parents. We are also human. We also tend to make mistakes. Even when we make mistakes, how we handle those mistakes, how we get through difficult situations of life. Resilience is another one. We all face challenges, we all face difficulties, but then how do we rise above them? How do we handle those emotions, those difficult emotions that we go through? We are all actually leading the example. We are showing children what we are doing. So it's very important to, be a model over there, even if mistakes are done, how we handle them, how we rise above the difficult situations. All these are the ones that we're actually showcasing to our children. So emotional security also enhances learning. So we might think that emotions are completely different from intellect. Not so. Emotions actually enhance learning. So the studies have shown that the children who are emotionally intelligent, children who are able to regulate their emotions better, are able to perform well in school. So emotional regulation, understanding, being self-aware and then regulating one's emotion is extremely important. And if it starts from childhood and if good examples are set by them, then you can imagine how successful a child can be, how happy a child. Of course, stress and developing brain. So stress is something which is stressed upon a lot now. Nowadays, right? Everyone says, I'm stressed, I'm stressed, I'm stressed. So stress completely wrong, some completely not good for us. It's not so. There is something called positive self, which helps us to grow, right? If imagine you go to school and there is absolutely no stress. You don't have to study. You don't have to do your homework. You don't have to, behave a certain way. Then There is no stress, of course, but is that going to help you? No. Over a long run, it's not going to help you. So positive stress is good. Positive stress actually helps you to regulate your emotions. It actually helps you and uh, guides a child to be a better person. But when the stress starts to uh, control you, right? When it becomes intolerable, then it becomes difficult. So, tolerable stress can be managed with support. That's why talking to children is essential. As I said, keeping an open channel, always listening to them, as someone mentioned in the chat as well. Listening is absolutely important, not just talking to the child, but paying attention to them, not just their words, but also their cues, the cues that they're giving to their body language or their facial expression, understandings that something is bothering them, or giving them an opportunity to open up about it is very, very important. Again, when this child is extremely stressed, it is best not to dig upon it immediately, because give them some time. Children also are people and they need some time to process things. But then once they settle down, imagine a child is, I was told most of the children, your children are young children. So when the child is throwing a tantrum or the child is being very emotional or crying, um, let them be for a moment and observe them. And then when they calm down a little bit, talk to them, give them an opportunity to express themselves, help them put things in words when if they're able to speak, or show them books, uh, or pictures where people to identify emotions. Like, look, this child is happy, this person is sad, this person is actually having a great fun time here. So whatever is the emotion, show them how emotions look, how people express them, so that they can learn to express themselves. It's very important that we teach them to understand and be self-aware and also regulate and express themselves. So toxic stress can actually affect learning, the behavior, and your physical health as well. So children should learn to handle stress and regulate them before it reaches the toxic level. That is very, very important. And that is why the caregivers are very important. Now, parenting would be much easier if my child, fill in this blanks. What do you think should go in this blanks? What do you think will make parenting much easier? What do you expect your child to be? Waiting for answers.
हरे कृष्णा माता जी बताओ।
Start telling of communicating. Just follows. Answers, please. What do you think would make parenting easier for you? If what you want from the child to be.
Fatima ji, want to unmute and speak? You can speak the answer also.
Yeah, I thought that we are supposed to write on chat. That is why I unmuted Mata ji. I was just saying कि
You
Mata ji, I think it changes time to time. One time we say कि अगर ऐसा मेरा बच्चा कर लेगा, ऐसा हो जाएगा, तो then everything would be solved. And then another day कुछ और situation होगी, तो उसमें फिर अब बच्चे पहली प्रॉब्लम से तो somehow वी केम आउट कि हमें ऐसा लगता है कि ठीक है ये सिचुएशन है, अब इससे हम आ गए, अब तो बच्चा ये चीज करने लगा, देन अनदर डे समथिंग एल्स विल कम अप, तो फिर हम उसके लिए सोचेंगे कि नहीं अगर ये ऐसा हो जाएगा ना तो फिर तो अच्छा ही है मेरे लिए। तो मुझे
so
लगता है
it
कि वो
keeps
थोड़ा टाइम
changing.
टू टाइम चेंज होता रहता है, इट कीप्स चेंजिंग।
Okay, lovely. That's a very honest answer. Yes, very true. It communicates emotions. It'll be good if the child communicates their emotions. Yes. They say yes to everything. Is that what Lavanya is meaning? Good listen. Yeah, we all want our children to listen to us. New challenges every day. Okay, so they should be up for more challenges every day. Okay, that's nice. That's interesting. Yeah, so we all expect certain things from our children, right? We all think that, oh, if only if my child can be a certain way, right? So there is uh, behavior as communication. Someone mentioned about communication as well. So when a child behaves a certain way, they don't always communicate, right? So we can read through their behavior and it reflects a lot of things like their unmet needs. Unmet needs are, it can be something as simple as food, it can be as simple as, a positive, uh, validation from you. It can be anything. So,
Eva,
their
children may lack
behavior,
for big emotions.
sorry,
So,
can you repeat?
I think by mistake it was unmuted.
Madhu, I wanted to say, sometimes they cry and they don't express. They just keep crying without
Correct.
expressing what they need.
Absolutely, yes. That's a behavior, right? They cry, but they don't express, but they are trying to express. They may lack the words for their big emotions. They don't know, right, how to express themselves. Is someone saying something? Okay. Anyone wants to share something? All right. So yeah, so it actually they're actually trying to express themselves and their unmet needs which are not met, right? So understanding why they're behaving is very important. Behaving a certain way is very important. Why are they throwing tantrums? It might not be directly because of what you think it is. There might be underlying reason. Maybe that is something is troubling them. Something has happened which they're not happy about, or someone has done something which is in their head, it's going on in their head. So trying and understanding what is it that is bothering them is very, very important, because we cannot just superficially look at the behavior and, as yeah, it is confusing, but then uh, they're trying to communicate something is what I'm saying. It is not, they're unable to express it clearly, and that's the reason they're behaving. That's why they throw tantrums. That's why they cry nonstop, or that's why they, sometimes misbehave in school. Or it is not because they want to be bad. They're trying to communicate. They're actually crying for help. They're actually trying to say something because they are not able to express themselves very clearly. So understanding that is very, very important as a caregiver, as a parent. So the power of attachment, secure attachment builds confidence. What does secure attachment mean? It is not about just mothering the child with all kinds of things, being saying yes to everything, or being very strict with them. All these things are not going to help them, but being secure with and giving them room to express themselves, and also spending quality time with the children are extremely important. So it is not just that, okay, I do this and I want the child to I always spend time with my child, but why is my child not listening? Many a times I see parents using their phone and sitting with the child and think that that is quality time. Um, Children actually observe what we do. Children are learning every day, right? So setting them good examples and giving them exclusive time. Probably you can follow the 7-7-7 rule, wherein you take 7 minutes of your time in the morning, spend quality time with them, talk to them, give them an opportunity to express what's going on. Ask them the right questions. Open-ended questions always give them an opportunity to open up and talk to you, right? You don't have to always be micromanaging them, but giving them telling them that I'm here and I'm ready to listen to you is a great way of opening up. So the 7-7-7 rule is basically spending quality time with them in the morning, first thing in the morning, or whenever the routine is done. Sitting with them, spending that 7 minutes makes a big difference. Similarly, in the evening when they come back from school or you come back from office, giving them that 7 minutes of time and before going to bed. These 3 sevens are very, very important, and you can see a humongous difference when you actually spend time with children. These the 7 minutes is a very short time, but it makes a big, huge difference in how the child's brain develop and how their relationships develop or their experiences develop. So it's very, very important. So yeah, see, as this says, strong relationships support independence. It's not about telling them what to do. It's not about making them listen to what you have to say. Yes, you have your own experiences, but they are people too. Children are people too, and they have their own emotions. They have their own things, feelings. So listening to them and giving them that independence is extremely important. Okay, coming back to one more question. What is that one parenting moment this week that made you smile? What made you smile? I'd love to know this. Hi, there is a child over here. What made you smile this week? Moment. Please share. If you want to speak, otherwise, yes, you can unmute and speak, or you can type it inside box.
Mataji, your voice was not clear last time. Can you repeat?
I was just asking, what is that one moment in this week that made you smile as a parent?
Hare Krishna Mataji. Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
So Mataji, we are at Nanditi is my daughter, and Nanditi is grandparents' name. So what I experienced here that she wants everybody around her. Even one person, if they listen, she will call, Dadi, sit here. Dadi, sit here. And दादी मुझे कपड़े बनाएंगी दादी मुझे खा मतलब दादी will feed me दादी will make me wear clothes and she is actually she's becoming very social and very family loving person. So that's what I am loving right now about her.
Lovely. Okay, you are creating that positive environment around her, right? Lovely. That's great. Thanks for sharing that. Anyone else? New challenges every day. Okay. My daughter made sound in my ear and wanted me to repeat in her ear. I was repeating and we laughed a lot while doing that. Yeah, that's a fun thing. Yes. So you are connecting with your child. You are spending that time. Okay. Any other answers?
Hare Krishna, Mataji. So, like Madhav wanted to play a song, which I said I don't like it. So now he's started the song, and when he saw my sad face, he said, "Okay, I'll change the song and I'll play your favorite song."
That's
So
so
that's
sweet. Lovely. Children also are so understanding, right? They see your emotions, they see your face. You don't have to say anything, and they understand. When my children were little, they used to catch the smallest change in my facial expression. They used to be like, "You look sad. Why are you sad?" They used to ask me. So we think children are playing. They're not observing us, but they're observing us all the time. They're observing everything that we do. So they want to see us happy, just like how we want our children happy. Yes, they also want us to be happy. Okay, nice. So building a brain-friendly home is extremely important. Like just now, someone shared about how a child is happily playing around the grandmother, right? So it all starts with a predictable routine. So, planning a day properly, that the when the child has to wake up, it has to become the clock has to be set in a way that the child is, uh, getting used to the predictable routine. There is a time for everything. Right? There is a time for waking up, there is a time for sleep, there is a time for study, there is a proper time for meals. So everything has to be set in a way that a child is not confused. It has to be predictable, right? Quality conversation. Yes, we've spoken about this today. Yes, it's not just about talking, right? It's about listening to them. Conversation is a two-way street. It's not just you talking. It's about paying attention to the child as well and helping them express their emotions, their experiences, what's going on with them. That's very important. Reading is extremely important, and Yeah, I'm sure you people are working with ma'am, Shweta ma'am, and you are, uh, uh, the children are reading, young children are reading. So, reading is extremely important. The sooner we start, the better it is for the child, and they learn through reading. They get creative, they get imaginative, uh, see when they read, they understand the experiences shared by others, right? So experiences lead to wisdom. So reading is a great thing. That's why it's starting early, even before they can read. If you can read to them, that would be great. Very young children who can't read can also, parents can read to them every day before they go to bed. That would create a great routine for them. Play and physical activity, I've already told this, is extremely important. Play is not just a time pass. The children actually learn, they get creative, they express themselves, they get emotionally better. So in every way, play and physical activity is extremely important, and there has to be time given to the child, even when the child, my children are much older, right? So, but still, I make sure that they play. It is, yes, education is very important. Even when they are in their 10th grade, their 11th grade, 12th grade, I made sure that they got their physical activity. And I see them much more fresh, much more energetic when they play, when they interact with their peers, when they physically, play a sport. It actually helps them to learn better. So it's very important that children are encouraged to uh, follow any sport that they're interested, any activity that they're interested. They should be doing it no matter how old or young they are. Encouraging them is very, very important. Adequate sleep, yes. Very young children need a lot of sleep. Um, and it's very important that you have a proper routine. Once they get used to that routine, children do stick to that. You don't have to bother. But then creating that routine is very important for parents. Parents are the ones who are responsible for this. So adequate sleep is extremely important. Yeah, we as parents also should set an example and get enough sleep. Many parents, are sleep deprived, and it's very important that we get at least 7 to 8 hours of sleep every day, and model for the children. And children need much more sleep, not just for their brain to develop, but also for their physical body to develop. And a lot of things happen during sleep. So it's not just rest, it's for overall wellness of the child. Sleep is extremely important. Okay, one more question. What is one thing your parents did that you now find yourself doing with your child? Maybe you did not understand why they did that when you were a child, but then what do you think you are doing that your parents had done? When my 3-year-old daughter tries to take care of me by feeding me, and oh, that's so sweet. Yes, that made you smile. Okay, Namrata. Anyone would like to answer this question? What is that one thing your parents did that you find out yourself doing with your own child? Making me self-dependent and letting me do, yes, doing chores on your own. Extremely important. Maybe as a child you felt, why are my parents asking me to do this? But I'm sure that has really helped you to be more independent. Yes. Cleaning up after play. Awesome. Yes. Sacrifices. Right. Okay. Yes, we do sacrifice a lot for our children. Paying great attention to feeding them. Yeah. What you feed them is very, very important, and it's something that you're also doing. Lava, Manjari, that. Okay. I hope I said your name correctly. Okay, great, great sharing. So I just wanted to share some practical strategies for parents. First thing is, when children have a problem, uh, parents tend to, get involved in it and they try solving it. Instead, try listening before solving. Try and understand what is bothering them, right? Understand their emotions, validate their emotions, talk to them, tell them to acknowledge their emotions, tell them it's okay to feel sad, it's okay to feel this way. Try and understand their emotions better before you try and jump and solve it, right? Also, setting clear and consistent boundaries. I see parents telling something and then they themselves breaking it. So when you tell them you're not supposed to do that and they see you doing it, or you say, okay, this one time it's fine, but don't do it often. You're not setting a clear, consistent boundary over there, right? Setting clear, consistent boundaries is very, very important. They should know which is what to do, what not to do, when not to do, and the boundaries have to be very clear. Model self-regulation. Again, I've been time and again mentioning about self-regulation. Self-regulation is basically being more aware of their emotions and understanding how to regulate them. We cannot always be happy. We will go through difficult ups and downs. Children also go through ups and downs, but then how they learn to regulate them is very important, and they learn through looking at you, through following you, it's through do how you do it, right? So modeling that is very, very important. Praise effort and not just outcomes. Many a times parents, only praise when children accomplish something. The effort itself is a big deal, right? Many parents don't give praise for the children who are putting in an effort. The results are not in their hands, right? Many a times results are uh, due to many other factors, external factors. But the efforts are the most important. They are putting in their effort, and that needs praise. And when you motivate them, when you praise them for their efforts, they will put in more effort and they are going to see positive outcomes out of it. So don't just wait for them to, uh, show some result. Instead, praising them for their effort is also extremely important. Okay. This is a very important topic, which is about digital media and brain development. As I mentioned earlier, we see children being exposed to screen time. Any child below 2 years does not need a phone. So many a times parents tend to uh, give a phone just to feed them because they won't eat. If they are busy with something, they tend to keep them occupied with phone. So research suggests that this is very detrimental to the child's brain, child's overall health, and overall well-being of the child. So, as they grow older, uh, screen time can be allowed, but it has to be it is very, very important that you encourage children to use it very less. So this is a real concern. I see many parents, uh, complaining that their children are really, addicted to phone, or they are unable to eat without a certain cartoon. So, and as they grow, it actually is very, very detrimental. Their learning suffers, their overall development suffers. Also, encouraging active rather than passive engagement. What is the difference between active and passive engagement? So, active engagement, first let me tell you about passive engagement. Passive engagement is, for example, as I said, watching a video is a passive engagement, right? So they're not doing anything, they're just watching it, right? That's a way of learning. Yes, you can show them educational videos. For example, learning to make something out of waste, right? They're watching that video. That is passive engagement. Active engagement is when they actually do it hands-on. They tend to, get a group activity, or they tend to work with other children and create something on their own, being more creative. That is active engagement. So rather than just passive engagement, in addition to that, yes, watch a video, but then you try to create something on your own. Get with others, get hands-on. That is more important rather than just passive engagement. Again, I cannot stress this enough. Prioritizing sleep and family connection is extremely important. Sleep is very, very important for a developing brain, as well as family connection. Your extended family, parents, the caregivers, everyone has to be nurturing and communicating with the child and encouraging the child and giving them avenues to express themselves. It's very, very. Okay, so we have come to the end of today's presentation. So the key takeaways from today's presentation are: early experiences shape brain development, Relationships are the foundation for learning. Emotional safety supports growth, and small daily interactions make a big difference. So these are the four main, you know, things that I would like to take as key takeaways for you. And it was great interacting with you. And this is the name of my company. I own my company, as Pam said. It's called Vent and Ment Counseling Service. It is registered by MSME. And in case you need any counseling session or career counseling session, please do feel free to reach out to me. I have given my phone number on the screen. Now, I would love to hear from you. Any questions, any experiences, anything that you would like to share, please go ahead and share with me.
But I want to share something and a question also with that. You
Sure.
talked about routine and sleep time.
Hmm.
So because of their varying sleep time, their routine always get disturbed. Sometimes they'll have a bad stomach, they'll sleep in the day. They'll like when Madhav doesn't sleep in day, its routine stay balanced. He'll sleep in night on time, wake up in the morning on time. But if he's not feeling well because of any reason, like they feel unwell many times in a day, like frequently they are unwell. And when they're unwell, they try to sleep in the day. And when they sleep in the day, the in night they'll sleep very late. When they'll sleep very late in night, then again morning get disturbed. Whole routine get disturbed every month. Like 1 month we settle a routine, next month again it's disturbed. Then we settle a routine, then it's disturbed. So it's so at till what age it will be like that only, and after what age we can say ki now we can set one routine.
So, how old is your child now?
3.5.
Sorry,
3.5.
3.5. So, it's a very young child, right? I completely understand. And is your firstborn?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I completely understand when you talk about it. I have been there in your place when I had my first child, right? So I can completely understand what you're saying. Yeah, it is very difficult with a very young child. They do get sick. They are building their immunity, and we are also busy as parents, and setting a routine becomes difficult. Um, yeah, so 3.5 is not that young also, right? They are not babies anymore. They are growing up, they are toddlers. And this would be the right time to set the proper routine for them, right? They will be going to school soon. They will have a routine to follow. So even if they get sick and if their routine breaks, please do make sure that they fall back into that routine and make sure that it becomes a habit when they do something for over a 21 days period, it becomes a habit, right? Uh, Make sure that it goes on for that long so that the habit forms. And once a habit is formed, it becomes your routine. Initially, it will be difficult with young children, but for you, I think it is the right age, school going age, wherein they are learning, they are getting into a particular set of routine, right? Of course, when they fall sick, the routines can change a little bit, but once they get back to proper health, please do try and set a proper routine for them, specifically for sleep and for food. The routine should be followed, right? Everything else you can slowly figure out things. And also, children are very different. Not all children are same, right? Please try and see what works for your child and see how you can uh, give the best routine for your child. So you don't force things on them. Just please be patient and observe them and see what works best for them and uh, do as such, right? You cannot just say a 3-year-old is supposed to follow this routine, a 5-year-old. That is not going to work for anyone because every child is different, every parent is different. We all try to do the best we can, right? So try and understanding your children and um, you know, doing accordingly, setting a routine accordingly. There are some changes, be open to those changes, but once something works, try and stick to that. That is going to help you to set a proper routine. Thanks for that question. I hope I answered that.
Yes, thanks, ma'am.
Thank you. Any other things that anyone wants to share?
I think the slight thing about that question is the slight additional information is that we are all homeschooling mothers. So that routine, that forced routine that a school puts upon a child, that becomes a bit difficult when the child is being homeschooled. So,
I
so
understand. Yeah.
is there any specific thing that you suggest for that? Or is it the
So,
same? I mean, the principle remains the same, of course, as you said, that
yeah.
they have to be habituated and as to what to expect. But in case you have anything specific.
So, as you said, when they go to school, the school gives them the routine. They tell them this is the timetable, this is to be followed, you need to report to school at this time, right? But when it comes to homeschooling, the external factor is not playing a part over here. It is up to the parents to set the time, right? So, you have to take that role as well, right? That is also, it's a two-edged sword, right? It is also beneficial for you, and as well, also it is an extra work for you. It's like it is a little difficult to figure out that exact routine to be followed as well. But then you have the opportunity to understand, and many a times children find it very difficult when school starts very early. They find it very difficult to get ready and go. But being homeschooled by people, it is actually a good thing that a child can actually find a comfortable time, right? When they can start a day, when they can end a day. So balancing between that and finding the right routine that works for your child and for you is very important. It can be tricky in the beginning, but once the routine is set, I'm sure that's the best thing that you can do for them, right? Everything else will fall in place once you set that. Yeah. Thank you for that answer, Lavang. Am I correct?
Yes, it's Lavang Manjari Dasi.
Lavang Manjari Das.
Yes,
Great.
yes. Thank you.
Very nice. All right, welcome. Any other questions? Any other
Hare Krishna.
things? Hare
Thank you
Krishna.
for the session today. So, I would ask specifically for myself. I have two children and they're under 5. So, what is now, as we are doing homeschooling. So, what's happening is that if I want to give attention to the elder one, the younger one really needs my attention. And when she sees me going from one place to other, she's crying miserably because she wants me to take her. But then I want to give attention to the other one because you say that they need attention, and the elder one is such that he does not demand a lot. So I don't, because he's not asking for it, so I don't want to neglect him. I want to take him, spend good time with him. But the younger one also needs me. Other person can also take her, but she's not happy always. So how do we balance that and manage? As a mother, I cannot even give the responsibility to other person. It's my duty because they both need me. For what
Yes.
I have to do, I have to do. So what can I do in such situation?
So, what is the age of your children?
One is 9 months, other one is 4.5.
Oh, 9-month-old child, what can you do, right?
I cannot do exactly, so I need to be with her. But the elder one is also, I need to
Yes,
be.
it is difficult. It is difficult. First thing first, please acknowledge that, yeah, you're trying your best, right? There is no easy solution for this. If there was a handbook to be a parent in this situation, to this frequently asked questions, how easy it will be for us, right? It doesn't work that way. We all have, the children are different, we are different, right? So, yeah, just be a little nice to yourself as well. I see that as a young mother, you are actually trying your best to support and balance between both the children and their age. Your 4.5-year-old is also very young. You cannot, explain to them, reason, and it's not, you cannot expect them to understand the difficulties you're facing as well. So yeah, it is very difficult for a young mother. But then acknowledging that and trying to see where you can strike a balance, and don't be afraid. You mentioned that it is my responsibility and I should not be asking for help, right? It's not so. The problem is we all try to be the best parents. There is no such thing as best parent, right? Understanding that is very, very important. You cannot expect to be the best parent possible, but getting help is not something which shows your it doesn't put you down, right? Getting help at the right time is actually going to help you and your children. So please be open to getting help, be it from your spouse or be it from your extended family. And the child is very, very, very small. 9 months is a baby, right? Of course, you need extra care, and I really would like to appreciate you that you are balancing between a baby and a toddler at the same time, right? My children are also 4.5 years apart. So I can see when I had my baby, my son was about 4.5, and I had to send him to school. I also lived alone, and it was very difficult to balance. So we are all doing the best that we can, and try and find the place where you need help. Don't hesitate to ask. Of course, it is very difficult to manage everything alone. So balancing that is also very important. And yeah, and not everything needs to be perfect. It's fine, right? It's okay. You're figuring things out. So give yourself that room that to make mistakes and learn from your mistakes, right? That's also
Actually,
very important.
I feel very fortunate because I have all the help available. The question was more around that when they need me, they need me. And if they're not happy with anybody else, then I don't know what to do. Actually, also the thing is that like we are three sisters, but when I remember, we just grew up, because our parents were just busy with managing the home with children.
I like how you said we just grew up, right? Yeah.
But for us, we are trying to consciously parent our children. That's why the stress comes that is this okay, is this not okay, what should we do, when we hear more and try to implement.
Absolutely. Absolutely, I hear you. Yes. So, as you said, that younger child is a baby, right? While you were talking earlier, you mentioned that I do not want to neglect my 4.5-year-old son. Uh, it is not neglecting. When you care for a baby, it doesn't mean that you're neglecting your toddler, right? That is what I'm saying. That stress that you add upon yourself is what you add to yourself. It's not from the external factors. So be a little lenient over there. Yeah. So yeah, the older child is also very young, but then the other one is a baby, and of course you cannot give the baby to someone. There are so many things that others cannot do that a mother can do, right? So more attention over there, and probably get more help with engaging your son, right? The older one is boy. So engaging a son in the right sense, not making sure that he is taken care. And I'm glad that you have the right help at home. So that is something which many people don't. I did not have that kind of a help. It was a huge struggle for me. So I was not perfect, and I still am not perfect. But then I figured out, and I was able to raise my children the best possible way I think I could, right? So you can also do that, but you'll have to be a little lenient with yourself, is what I'm saying, right?
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, it's almost 9:30. Any other questions, or should we wind up? Okay, ma'am.
Okay, yeah. So, Lakshmi Priya, it was really helpful. Thank you so much. I hope it was good for you as well, interacting with these young parents. I hope everybody liked this session. We would request you to come again. The new topic.
I'd love to be back. Thank you so much for this
I think
opportunity.
all of you can little bit make some reactions, heart or anything. How did you feel? How did you like the session, my Lakshmi?
It was essential actually to understand this, in a structured way, is essential for us to be able to give the due focus on those aspects while parenting.
Yes, very true.
Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you.
Because it's important to hear so that, see, we all know that child brain starts to develop even before birth, as you started your presentation. We all know that. Sometimes we need to, hear it from others. So that way, it's very, very essential to understand how things work. And then we can plan accordingly and we can help our children. That's important. And Lakshmi Priya is not just, any very talented person. She's very talented. The counseling sessions that she takes are extremely good. I refer quite a few to her, and all of them, they were satisfied with her counseling. She has very good counseling skills. Anybody wants to refer to her, she has shared her number. And maybe you can write one more time in the chat box, Lakshmi Priya, your number. She maintains all ethical things while doing the counseling sessions. And also, she has been a very great mother. Raised her children very nicely. So that is why I thought of inviting her. I've seen the reactions, Lakshmi. Everybody has liked your sessions. So I hope you come again. Take the feedback that what other sessions everybody need. We can invite you for that.
Thank you so much for your kind words, ma'am. It was great interacting with these young parents, and they were very interactive. We shared a lot, and I also learned from them, and I really appreciate you for giving me this opportunity. I'd love to come back if you will have me, and I wish everyone all the very best. And I'm sure they're already doing the best that they can, and under your guidance, they're going to raise beautiful children, intelligent children, children who are strong, just not physically, but also mentally and emotionally as well. Thank you so much, everyone. Have a good night.
I was telling Lakshmi Priya that how about GKH and everything. So she said that she has watched my status and she already knows how these children are reading and doing other activities.
It's so nice. I was so happy to see this. I wish I got trained by you when I was younger. My children are much
You already know.
older now. They are 19 and 15 now. So one is almost, it's an adult. He's entering his 20s, not even a teenager anymore. So I really wish, I told the other parent, I really struggled as a young mother. I didn't have much of help from my family or anyone, any extended family or friends. I had to figure things out on my own. But then if I had a guidance like these people have from you, I would have done a better job, is what I feel. So I'm really happy that they have you, and I'm sure
Whatever you have done is enough. Very nice. You have trained your
will
children.
benefit from your guidance. Ma'am is very inspirational. I just wanted to share something that she said, which I always carry with me. She said something. I don't know whether she remembers it or not, but then during her training, ma'am mentioned that you be good to people, and they will be good to you. Right? It's about how you interact with people. They carry that, and you get that back. Right? I remember that very well because I follow that from that day on. And it is very true. It is 100% true what she said, that unconditional positive regard that we show people makes a huge difference, right? And that's something that I always carry with me, and that's true for parenting as well. Showing that unconditional positive regard, even when the child is facing a difficulty or done something wrong, showing that concern, listening to them, trying to understand their emotions. So in parenting also, that is very, very important. And showing unconditional positive regard to oneself is also very, very important. Parents nowadays tend to be too hard on themselves. They want to be that perfect parent. They want to do everything right. It is okay to make mistakes, I'm telling you, but learning and quickly understanding what mistake you've done and correcting yourself also as a learning for your children. They're watching you. It's human to make mistakes, but how well you are able to understand and correct yourself and make sure that you pass it on to your children is very important as well. I felt. So I just wanted to share that.
Very important. You have summarized that. Showing unconditional positive regard. That's a counseling skill, but it is also a parenting skill, and as well
Yes.
as good for ourselves.
Very important. Yes. What goes around comes around. So you show unconditional positive regard, it comes back to you. Okay, thank you everyone. Thank you, ma'am. It's been
Thank you.
great, lovely session with all of you. I hope I was able to make you all think a little bit, maybe learn something new, maybe I made a positive change in you, and I'm sure ma'am will carry on and guide you in the right path. And I wish you all the very best, and God bless all your children and you and your family, lovely family. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Bye, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye, ma'am.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. I hope everybody
Hare
likes it.
Krishna.
अच्छा लगा सब?
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
हरे कृष्णा. हरे कृष्णा माता जी. ऐसे और सेशंस चाहिए ना?
Yes, Mataji. Always.
आप
Yes,
लोग भी
Mataji.
थोड़ा टॉपिक्स बता सकते हैं कि व्हाट डू यू वांट, कि जो गेस्ट साइकोलॉजिस्ट आते हैं आप क्या सीखना चाहते हो उससे. आई थॉट दिस टॉपिक वुड बी ग्रेट कि चाइल्ड ब्रेन कैसे डेवलप होता है. दैट इज व्हाई आई गिव दिस पर्टिकुलर टॉपिक. अदरवाइज व्हाटएवर आपके जो डेली चैलेंजेस होते हैं और क्या क्या टॉपिक्स आपको चाहिए, कैन ऑल्सो गिव suggestions. Then we can select psychologists accordingly. आप फिर हम उनको बुला सकते
Yes, Mataji.
हैं. Lakshmi Priya really liked the status I was sharing. तो कहती मुझे तो पता है आप क्या कर रहे हो. She said, I know what you are doing. वो सारा स्टेटस है सारे बच्चों के बारे में she was telling. ठीक है, और किसी को कुछ कहना है? माती जी.
Just thank you for arranging these kind of sessions. I mean, you're really going over and above and beyond what homeschooling offers, you know. I really appreciate that. Like today, I was just not feeling well. I was not up to it. And my husband was like, just skip it, just skip it. I said, no, she's taking so much effort. You know, I cannot skip it. It was like, so I just wanted to say, I feel very grateful for you thinking so much for us and, you know, like putting all this together. It is a lot. It's not, you know, to do something, you could have simply stopped at giving us planners. but then going above and beyond and thinking for all these things, I don't think traditional homeschooling programs would include such things. So really thank you
This is more
for
than a homeschooling. This is an alternative school. We have started calling this. Somebody told me,
yeah
a devotee,
yes
he told that you don't call it homeschooling now. You call it
yes
alternative school because it has become like that. It's not simply a homeschooling thing.
because this area of parenting is really the most crucial thing ever. Like
1 to 5
education
years
will
is
come.
most important.
Yeah.
Everything else will follow.
Everything else will come.
Education will come. and we stress, the most precious time we spend on it.
Yeah. I'd long ago, long ago means through 2, 3 years ago, I'd come across a video, 0 to 19 of parenting, like from 0 to 19 years. Very quick video it was, but in that he said one thing which stuck with me. He said that your kids will learn to write numbers, they will learn to read, they will learn everything, they learn all these things. The first 7 years, just give them your time, give them that emotional, like foundation, and it and all these things like cultural, emotional, all these kind of foundations that they really need. They don't need to learn in this age, and that really stuck with me. And so that's why I value these inputs on the psychological aspect.
Once they go into their teens, once they go into their
And
teenage,
you
then
cannot do anything.
they have their own life. But that if we have spent good time with them, and then they are connected to us in that age. If early stage we have not spent good time with them, then they will be in their own world. Like it happened in my life. Like my father was like that. He gave me and my brother so much of his time, and later on we were connected to him like that we could not stop ourselves, like without sharing anything, or without, he was so important for us, because in our childhood he spent that kind of quality time with us. That then later
Yes.
on kids get attached to the parents, then they cannot, go without sharing with them, and all go on their own.
Very true, very true. Okay. We can end the meeting, otherwise we'll go on and on. So many things to talk about.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna.